Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Varacti, and welcome to my Beginner's Guide Let's Play. This is a narrative-driven game created by the same person who made the Stanley Parable, and if you know that game, you know that he's got a trippy sort of thing going on for him. They're definitely different kinds of games, and I like them. I love Stanley Parable, so I was really excited to finally start this game. I hear it's short, but I hear it's also very sweet and provocative, so let's begin. Ooh, fade to white. Is audio on? Hello? 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 Controls, WASD, and the left mouse button. Man, I'm so white right now.
Hi there.
Oh, hi.
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My name is
Thank you
Davey
for writing it.
I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh, this is so cool.
And, mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Wow.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was
wow.
building this? This is what I like about
This is
all
so
of Coda's
cool.
games.
I like this
I mean,
thought
not that they're all
depth.
fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Yes. Yes.
So, it's 2008. Coda starts making these games.
All right.
And he never releases any of them. He doesn't put
Really?
them onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his
Really?
computer forever.
But games are
And I
meant
think
to
he
be
really
shared.
understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Coda, why?
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
Wow.
And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Wow.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
November 2008. This is such a personal story. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is the kind of thing that I love. Really understanding the story behind the games, the people behind the games. It's something that's very much lost on a lot of us, and that's something I love about indie games, especially that you see more of the soul of the game, that it's just kind of a love letter between the developer and the player. I love this. Whoa! Well, this isn't good. Oh.
This game is called Escape from Whisper.
Uh.
It's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Uh-oh. Whisper machine status active. Evacuate immediately. Alright, here we go.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned.
Oh no!
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are
Yeah.
supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere.
That's what I was
But
thinking.
Clearly, there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh, really?
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk
Oh,
about
I'm
these
out of
games
ammo.
for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
Oh.
Initiate evacuation.
I am totally out of ammo, but if there's no enemies, then it should be okay.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
This is interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh. So it seems like there's no switcheroos in this game. It's not like suddenly like, oh,
Apparently this
expect
space
the
station has a
unexpected.
labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. It's like director commentary for a video game, except for the director is not
This
the
is part that's
owner,
interesting.
the creator, the
game
developer.
has this narrative about the Whisper Machine, and
Yeah.
how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Alright. That's what I was thinking. I saw these Whisper Machine status active, so we gotta do this. Oh, and here's...
You there, in the engine room.
Uh-huh.
You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature.
Am I a heat signature?
Your body could stop the beam.
Oh, yep,
It's
that
so much
it
power,
is.
But for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Would I? Would I do that? I mean, in order to drive the narrative along, of course I will. But it is an interesting thing to ask of the player. It also reminds me of Halo 1. Oh, bleh.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Alright, we're gonna jump into the beam again. Let's see what happens. Oh. Oh. Ooh. There's the labyrinth.
The beam causes you to start floating.
Hmm.
And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first
It is
game
very
he made
thought-provoking.
after leaving this one behind.
Ooh. Here we are. The past was behind her. I cannot move right now. I am stuck in place. Oh, but I can jump. I can crouch and I can jump. Oh,
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
okay. Past was behind her. Oh, there's a crack there. Can I fall in? Can I fall in the crack? Strange. How strange. Can only walk backwards. How bizarre. He really made this game, Coda? Oh. So the
it's
future
a short
cannot be
and
seen.
relatively minimalist experiment
Why
combining
does the future
motion
keep
and narrative.
changing?
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. But the future is always behind her. How will she find the strength? to confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Here we go. November 2008. Ooh, this is spooky. It's kind of like Silent Hill, where you can't see anything ahead of you. Oh, okay, Here's the edge. The draw distance is incredibly short. Oh! You are now entering... You are now entering... Yes, do tell... Oh!
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. I'll trust you. Because you have a rapport with me, because I like the Stanley Parable.
Oftentimes,
Nonsense
Coda
in
would
every
put
direction.
bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh. Ooh.
I wish I'd known
Hi.
him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, Coda. You sound like such an interesting individual. Oh, and this is getting harder to traverse. Uh-oh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Oh,
So why, if
how?
Coda's not showing these games to anyone,
teasing.
why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Alright, here I go. Enter. So is there anything at the end of this door? I have climbed and I have achieved all this way. And obviously I got a little help, but let's see. Stand on X starting at 3... Bear it for 3 hours. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my gosh, you start in a room until you realize you can just walk through the walls. I can't walk through the
room
walls.
That's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for names.
Oh, I see. You're the queen dusting your jewelry while your kingdom is destroyed. A button you press
Coda
to
would
stop the
often
chaos
tell me
that doesn't
he
work.
didn't mind if people thought
Press
of him
U to
as
surrender.
cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
A game where you collect items, except the game automatically clicks when you collect them all. Oh. Wow. This is something else. Ready, set, fish. Ooh. There appears to be no other way, but I'll go this way. Okay, so there's a door. I really gotta give it to Coda. I mean, I can't personally understand why he wouldn't put out these games, even just to let people experience them for free, you know, just part of a collection, a part of a bundle, kind of like what this guy has done, Mr. Stanley Parable Man. I already forgot your name, I apologize. But I gotta give him credit, because he worked on stuff that he loved, you know, and that's a lot. That's saying a lot. A lot of people, they never try to achieve their passions, and they just sit around and think that they can never do it, but he had all these weird, strange ideas in his head, and he brought them to life, whether or not anyone
Well,
else
this is
saw
new
it.
for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Alright. Ooh. Spooky. Have I just screwed myself over? Oh, there's another thing on this side.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're going to see it a lot.
Okay. We got 3 dots here. Is it a face? Is it like dice? This music is trippy. I gotta wonder how much work our friend here, our narrator, has put into these games to polish them up just a little bit. I assume that he probably added the music in and added the extra narration with the science fiction woman's voice and such.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right,
Seems that way.
now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Alright. Well, obviously you did some of that polish like that. Whoa! Mother of pearl! Holy crud!
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Wow.
Either way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing.
Yeah,
Or
that's
even
very
when you're
interesting.
missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Here we go again. You are now exiting. The last one was you are now entering, right?
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Wow. This has been provocative, though not in the way that I thought it would be. I thought it would be another existential narrative based on a fictional story, not something so real. And it's crazy. It's so beautiful. I love this. I'm really curious, though. I think this is really interesting. I think this is really unique and very provocative, very thought-provocative, very thought-provoking. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is just a lot of pretentious indie hipster nonsense, or do you think this is as fascinating and as intriguing and provoking and compelling as I do? I would really like to know. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think, guys, so far. Whether you've played this game before, you've seen this game before, or you're joining for the first time with me, I would really like to know. I hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing. Either way, thank you so much for making my play experience your play experience, guys. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Yeah, this is as creepy as Arizona usually is. This looks like Arizona. Oh, that is not bueno. Hello, dead guy. Ah, yes. I love the red-headed bedwetters. That was a thing we just did. Thought something was just gonna pop out. Jessica. Ren, where you at, bro? Where you at? Did we already lose you? Was I right? Was I totally right that you got murdered by some terrible ghost creature?